So here we are in Norway for the Jägermeister ice cold gig, and today is going to be the first ever land, sea and air gig performed by myself, and these, my best mates, are going to be our audience.
So we've just watched the Jaeger ice cold video featuring you doing all these extreme activities. When you were watching it, did you feel that adrenaline, the nerves, the stomach flips that you had at the time when you were watching it back?
Yeah, I was definitely getting some flashbacks. You get the old stomach churning, and just I hadn't seen it either until tonight with everyone else, you know. So yeah, it was great. Super proud of myself. Super proud of my mates and all the crew involved. They did an amazing job. It was awesome.
Would you have thought of yourself as a risk taker, as a person before doing this, or was it quite kind of out of character?
No, I like to do stuff which pushes. I like to push myself in everything I do. So it's not out of character, but it's by far the most I've put myself at risk. Yeah. To date in my life, you know, but I wouldn't say it was out of character, but it was definitely unusual. But something I want to do again now.
Yeah, you were saying in that Q&A that you might be doing a group skydive thing.
Yeah, well, we did, you know, because of the nature of the skydivers, you know, like when you put your life in someone's hand like that, after you've done that event, it's a huge bond. It's weird, you know, you like your life is literally in their hands, you know, and to get you down safe. You know, you love that person, you know, so they have a base here in the UK which they do all their skydives out of, and we've been invited back any time and love to do it again in more hospitable circumstances, you know. So, yeah, no guitars, no big stupid jackets and stuff.
And no man attached to you.
No man, well yeah, I want to go solo next time, so yeah, that'd be fun.
So you've clearly got the itch for extreme activities, but are your friends and family like, okay Matt, can you chill out now, we've been worried sick about this, can you just
my parents have just given up.
Really?
Yeah, I've tortured them throughout the years that they just know I'm just going to do what I want whenever I want.
Yeah.
They know I'm not going to do anything stupid where, you know, anything bad's going to happen, even though it potentially could, but I'm not stupid. I just like to do stuff which is pushes myself mentally and physically, you know?
You did say there was that one moment where you felt like tugging during the skydive.
Yeah.
What went through your mind during that moment?
It was a mixture of kind of panic, but like just kind of keep myself calm, but again, just putting your trust in the skydiving team. You know, they're the best in this country. So if anything was going to go wrong, I was with like the Jagermeister that's probably done that like 1,000 times. But yeah, it was different to the first two jumps, and I knew something was up. But again, it was like we weren't plummeting to earth or anything scary like that, but there was definitely something wrong. Like it sounded different, it felt different, and I knew something was up, you know. But he didn't panic or let on, and after the ropes detangled, as soon as it detangled, it just became smooth again. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. And then I had the tap on the shoulder to get the guitar out, and that was the take where I actually got a take of it as well. So thankfully it worked out all right.
Now, when you're doing the guitar part of this thing, did you find that the cold made you forget how to play? Were you like numb in the brain? And
it wasn't like forgetful of how to do stuff. It was more physically my body didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I have quite sensitive ears, so on the flight over to Norway, my ears blocked on descent into Norway, and they didn't unblock. The whole night, so I was like, oh great, here we go. And when we went up in the chopper, it kind of equalized. I was like, oh great, I can see. And then we jumped up in the helicopter, and then they closed again. So it was just more my body just like freaking out, you know, and like the whole temperature thing and the physicality of getting that guitar out was just like, it's just immense. Like it took everything I had to get it, even the guitar out. And then one thing that we didn't realize, the guitar was tethered to me, because if I dropped it, it would have not fallen to earth.
Yeah.
But the guitar didn't have a strap on it, so I'm actually holding the guitar while playing it, rather than it being like supported by a strap like you would normally do.
Which is hard in normal circumstances.
Exactly, yeah. So if you try, you know, all guitar players out there are musicians. If you try and hold an acoustic guitar and try and play it, it's hard because you're holding the weight with one hand and trying to play it with the other. But obviously, I'm coming down to earth and minus God or whatever. So yeah, it was super hard, but thankfully, you know, got half decent. I knew it was never going to be like the performance of my life.
Well, no.
But that was never the point, you know. It was more to just do it, you know. And the boys could hear me, and like when we were going down, I didn't know until, you know, I can't hear them, they can hear me.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got down, I was like, can you hear me? And they were like, yeah. So it was like brilliant. It's just such a cool vibe, such a connection. It was awesome.
Did you find that the main thing you were worrying about was not letting the 44 strong team down, or were you more worried about, I just want to survive, I want to get through this? What was the main?
The main thing was like I wanted to get a decent, like even if it was just like a verse and a chorus, I wanted to get like a decent like part of the performance down, because that's why we were there, you know. It's like I felt like not I was letting myself or the team down, but that's why we were here, you know.
Yeah.
It's like everything was great, but that was the thing. That was my job. The boys just had a laugh. They were just jumping out of helicopters for fun, you know. But for me, I had a job to do, so I just didn't want to let myself and the team down. Really.
Now, in the video, it seemed that your friends were quite willing and quite happy to do it, but when the cameras are off, did they go, "That was great, but don't do that to us again"?
Well, yeah. When the cameras are off, they were bricking it. They were absolutely
fair.
bricking it. And Richie, my guitar tech, the big tall guy, he was not going to do it. He was not going to do it. He was all kitted up. He had all the harnesses on, and we were waiting for the chops to come down after the jump that I did, and he wasn't doing it. And then all the skydivers had to go, all the army guys had to go and calm him down and tell him it's okay and all this stuff, and thankfully he got him in the helicopter. So yeah, we all had that moment of like, this is so stupid. What is the point? But the point is because we can, and that's why we were there.
So what now, in an ideal scenario, would you want to challenge yourself to do? If like money was no object, you know.
I don't know. I think, you know, that's kind of as good as it gets, really. You know, without being really ridiculous, like going to space. Yeah. So I don't know. I'd like to do the skydive solo, without being attached to the guy and stuff. You know what I mean? And a guitar. I just want to do it for fun and have that experience. Now I know what it's like, and I can do it because I've done it. You know, just let all that fear go and just have that moment where I can just hang off the edge of a helicopter or a plane by myself and just let go and have that moment. Because it was all out of my hands with this guy, you know? Yeah. So to have that moment where I'm in control and I know it's all good, I think that would be next on the bucket list.
It's so freeing, isn't it?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, that whole freefall sensation is just nothing I can really describe.
I did one in Oxford, which is not quite as cool as yours, but I just couldn't get over how cold the air is in your face.
Yeah, it's so intense, trying to rip your face off.
Yeah.
That whole, I think it's like 150, 60 mile an hour of dropping, you know. And if you stick your head out of a car window at 160 mile an hour, that's what it's like over your whole body, like just trying to rip your skin off.
Yeah.
So it's pretty intense, as you know. It's hard to describe, really. That whole freefall sensation is weird.
Basically, everyone should do it.
Everyone should definitely do it. Yeah. As long as it's with, you know, safe people that you trust, and you know, accidents can happen, but it's not good.
No amateur skydiving.
No amateur skydiving. That's a no. It's a big no.
Now, you're in a band. I know for a lot of people they think that's exciting, glamorous all the time, but do you find that even in that career things get stagnant, things get a bit dull, and you are kind of looking for challenges and looking for things to kind of push you?
Yeah, it's you know, it's an amazing thing what I do and what bands do when they get to tour and make a living out of it, especially. It's an amazing privilege, you know, but there are moments, well, a lot of it, I think I mentioned it on the video actually, like 99% of the time, it's a bit boring, it's a bit stale, it's a bit shit, lots of travelling, lots of waiting around, lots of jet lag, missing your family, missing your friends, and the 1% is actually pretty cool, like tonight, and the performance side of it, obviously, but yeah, it's a very difficult job. It's not for everyone, as I'm sure you're aware with assignments. It's hard, man, it's really hard, but if you love what you do, it just makes it all worthwhile.
And you seem to be quite embracive as a band of like new technology, like you did the live stream of the Japanese gig, you've got your app. So you generally open to all things that are coming.
Man, like the world's an evolving, changing place, especially when it comes to music, you know what I mean? So to try and be ahead of the game in any respect when it comes to a newer generation of music lover and listener, you know, to get ahead of the game like we have on our app and stuff, and you know, to keep our fans engaged, especially the younger generation, is awesome. You know, we embrace everything like that. You know, it's taken us a while to get on board because we were like old-fashioned and stuck in the mud with certain things. But you know, now we've embraced it and we can see the potential of it. It's awesome. You know.
Are you on Snapchat though?
I'm not. No, I did go. I actually registered for it like about 4 weeks ago, and I just didn't understand. I just couldn't work it, so I just fucked it off.
It's taken me 6 months to even learn how to do the
It's weird,
things,
right? It's like I didn't understand. I know what it is because it's been out a while, and I was like, I did an Instagram account as well, and I just fucked that off. Can't be bothered.
Got enough on your plate.
I know. I've got, you know, especially with the app now. That was the whole point in the app, was to have a one-stop shop for pictures and let people into our world for a little bit. You know, instead of trying to keep your Twitter engaged and interesting, and your Instagram and your Facebook and blah blah blah. It's just, let's just fuck that all off and just do our own.
Too much, yeah.
So we did.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now you've got a lot of dates in America coming up, and then you're back in the UK in November. Now, as you're pushing the boat out, it seems in all areas, what can we expect in November? Any amazing production details or anything?
As of yet, it's still all work in progress. I've got a few ideas, but it, you know, we don't tend to. We're kind of stupid because we always leave things to the last minute. That's kind of how we've always done. We always just take each tour as it comes. We've got a lot going on before then, so my kind of mind isn't there yet. So I think around September, October, we'll start to get our heads down and come up with something. We always like to bring the rock show to town, especially in the UK. So it's not going to be shit.
That's a good way to end.
Yeah.
It's not going to be shit.
It's not going to be shit, I promise.
So watch this space and all that, and congrats again. Amazing achievement.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, no, I was proud of myself, proud of the boys, proud of everyone involved.
Yeah, excited to see what you do next as well.
I'm not.
Yeah, scared.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.